You are staring at a blank screen while the clock ticks away. Your chest feels tight with a familiar heavy guilt weighing you down. The task in front of you is not even that difficult. Yet moving your fingers across the keyboard feels like trying to lift a mountain. You open another tab to distract yourself, but the anxiety only builds in the background. You call yourself lazy and wonder why it cannot just function like everyone else. Society has conditioned you to believe that this hesitation is a personal failure. You have been told your whole life that you just need more discipline. I am here to tell you that everything you have been taught about this struggle is completely wrong. This is not a flaw, it is a misunderstood gift. What you are experiencing is not laziness but a profound defense mechanism. Your mind is incredibly hyper-aware and it is protecting you from an invisible threat. Psychologists suggest that chronic procrastination is actually an emotional regulation problem. Your nervous system is perceiving the task as a source of emotional danger. Instead of fighting or fleeing, your body enters a freeze response. This freeze state is an ancient survival tactic designed to conserve your vital energy. People who experience this are often highly attuned to their internal emotional landscapes. Your deep processing mind refuses to invest energy into something that feels misaligned or overwhelming. This means your resistance is actually a powerful internal compass trying to point out an emotional block. Your hesitation is the ultimate shield protecting your fragile energetic boundaries from complete exhaustion. Let us look at the subtle signs that your procrastination is actually a hidden strength. The first sign is the intense pursuit of the perfect starting condition. You feel you cannot begin unless your desk is perfectly clean and your mind is completely clear. On the surface, this looks like a classic delay tactic to avoid doing the work. However, studies indicate that this is your brain demanding environmental harmony before executing complex functions. You are not avoiding the task, but rather setting up a sanctuary for deep focused work. This reveals a mind that values quality and depth over frantic, mindless execution. The second sign is waiting until the absolute final hour before a deadline to begin. Many label this as self-sabotage or a severe lack of time management skills. In reality, your highly attuned nervous system is manipulating time to create an artificial flow state. The pressure of the ticking clock overrides your emotional exhaustion and silences your inner critic. You have subconsciously learned to use adrenaline to break through the paralysis. This shows an extraordinary ability to perform under extreme pressure when the stakes are at their highest. The third sign is falling down a research rabbit hole instead of actually writing or creating. You spend hours gathering information and taking notes while the main project remains untouched. People might tell you that you are just avoiding the real work by pretending to be busy. But what is truly happening is your cognitive architecture demanding total mastery of a subject before committing. Your brain is building an elaborate map of possibilities to ensure you do not make a misstep. This points to a visionary intellect that cannot be satisfied with superficial answers. The fourth sign is feeling completely drained just by thinking about the task without even doing it. You wake up exhausted because you spent the entire night mentally wrestling with your to-do list. This is often mistaken for a lack of physical stamina or poor sleep hygiene. Yet it is actually evidence of how intensely your mind processes future scenarios. You are running thousands of simulations in your head, trying to predict every possible outcome. This immense cognitive load consumes massive amounts of energy, leaving your physical body depleted. It is a testament to your powerful foresight and your desire to prevent future catastrophes. The fifth sign is abandoning a project halfway through when the initial excitement fades away. Society is quick to judge this as a lack of commitment or a sign of an undisciplined character. From a psychological perspective, your mind is simply highly optimized for discovery rather than maintenance. Once the puzzle is solved and the mystery is uncovered, your brain naturally seeks the next evolution. You are a creator of new paradigms, not a mechanical executor of routine tasks. The sixth sign is feeling a sudden wave of physical heaviness when someone demands something of you. Your limbs feel like lead and an overwhelming urge to sleep takes over your body. This is a profound physiological boundary being established by your autonomic nervous system. It is your body rejecting external pressure that violates your internal rhythm. This means you possess a fierce inner sovereignty that refuses to be enslaved by the timelines of other people. The seventh sign is finding it easier to help others with their problems while ignoring your own. You will enthusiastically organize the life of a friend while your own inbox remains overflowing and chaotic. Observers might call this hypocritical or a way to escape your own reality. But deep down, this highlights your extraordinary capacity for empathy and external problem solving. To truly heal, we must journey to the root of why your brilliant mind chose this specific defense mechanism. This pattern of paralysis did not suddenly appear out of nowhere in your adulthood. It is often the echo of a much earlier time when your performance was heavily scrutinized. Perhaps you grew up in an environment where love and validation were strictly conditional. You quickly learned that making a mistake resulted in harsh criticism or emotional withdrawal from those you trusted. Your young mind absorbed a dangerous lesson that your worth was entirely tied to your flawless achievements. Consequently, the act of doing anything became a high-stakes gamble with your own self-esteem. If you never finish the project, you can never be judged for the final result. Procrastination became a brilliant strategy to keep your potential safe in the realm of imagination. As long as it remains an idea in your head, it remains perfect and untouched by harsh reality. Furthermore, your hidden trauma might be rooted in a severe lack of emotional attunement during your formative years. When your feelings were minimized or ignored, you had to become hyper-independent very quickly. You learned to suppress your own needs in order to maintain harmony in your household. Now, as an adult, every demand on your time feels like another violation of your personal space. The procrastination is the rebel inside you, finally screaming for autonomy and control over your own life. It is the child within you, demanding the right to say no to things that do not serve your soul. You must realize that you are carrying the immense weight of unexpressed emotional exhaustion. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for threats, leaving very little bandwidth for creative output. The delay is merely your brain begging for a moment of silence in a world that never stops demanding. We often confuse this vital need for decompression with a moral failing. But the truth is, your soul is simply too tired to perform for an audience that does not truly see you. As we dive deeper into the unconscious layers, we uncover the shadow of the perfectionist. Carl Jung taught us that what we resist in ourselves often holds the key to our greatest transformation. You resist taking action because action forces you to confront the gap between your vision and your current reality. Your mind is so exquisitely capable of imagining greatness that the process of creation feels like a betrayal. You must learn to mourn the loss of the perfect ideal in order to give birth to the real thing. This requires a profound shift in how you view failure and imperfection. They are not indictments of your character, but rather the raw materials of your evolution. Forgive yourself for the times you froze when you thought you should have fought. Your body was doing exactly what it needed to do to keep you safe in an overwhelming emotional storm. You survived by retreating into the sanctuary of your own mind. Now that you are safe, you can slowly coax your spirit back into the physical world. It is time to dismantle the fortress of delay with profound self-compassion. Acknowledge that the fear of starting is simply the fear of being seen in your vulnerable, messy humanity. You are entirely safe to be imperfect now. The next time you find yourself paralyzed before a task, I want you to pause and place a hand on your heart. Breathe deeply and thank your mind for trying to protect you from emotional harm. Remind yourself that you no longer need to perform flawlessly to be worthy of love and peace. Your value is inherent and cannot be diminished by a missed deadline or an unfinished project. Embrace the beautiful, complex rhythm of your deep processing mind. You are not lazy because you are a deeply thoughtful soul navigating a world that moves too fast. Give yourself the grace to move at the speed of your own healing. Your unique pace is exactly what allows you to see things that others blindly rush past. Which of these hidden signs of procrastination resonated with you the most deeply today? Share your story in the comments below. You are not alone.